And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to OSC 2022 mid-season playoffs number 2. I'm of course your host, Light VIP. Massive shout out to Yakuzaku as he did join me for the first 3 series of the night, but he has tagged out and I'm joined by another Duckling Terran player. Welcome, AsherBro.
Hello.
Oh my god, welcome Asher, welcome. We brought you in just for the Terran matchups, Papi. Just for the Terran.
Is Yaku not a Terran? You're an animal.
No,
he doesn't even count to you. You don't even see him.
No,
you look straight through him, Papi.
He hasn't landed in years, Papi. Oh my god. Yeah, we still have quite a number of matchups to go. Exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the road of all these players and have a look at the bracket itself. But yeah, we if you weren't watching, we just saw MaNa honestly kind of manhandle Nickerakton and take him down in a sweep in a 3-0 fashion.
Oh, very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if he can flaunt his PvT skills even more as he's going up against what's he called? A cheeky and arrogant
Arrogant Terran. Yeah.
Ay. The drama, Papi, the drama. As of course,
see how this works.
As of course, we are diving on into game number 1 of this fresh best of 5 series. Everyone in the chat, predictions are open for the next couple of minutes. Place your bets on who is going to make it through, because spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance, we have the red Polish player representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa.
And in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, our Romanian Terran playing for Infernales Esport. This is CuKu.
Oh boy, and the other interesting thing about this, as oh my god, MaNa's going to be moving out with this probe. Just to bring everyone up to speed, and yourself as well, Asher, is the map pool for this tournament is just like OSC King of the Hill, which means we have been seeing some Nightshade, we have been seeing some Eternal Empire.
Interesting. Well, we are going to be starting things out on Moondance, a bit more of a normal map, and looks like MaNa going to be going for a proxy gate here. This build has been growing in popularity a little bit. It can line up really well against double gas builds if they don't scout.
Oh boy, and we'll see if CuKu ends up scouting. At the moment you were talking about it, we do have a double gas opener. MaNa is unawares, you know, he goes up this ramp and he's denied entry into the main base, but for the time being, he is rolling the dice well.
Yeah, so there we go. We will have that Zealot first out. Should be followed up by 2 Stalkers. And yeah, it's going to be on CuKu to try to piece together what's happening here. Might have to get a little bit lucky with the Reaper path here, but most people, they put their proxy gateway to the north of this first base. So straight up towards the middle of the map through the north. Kind of where this probe is now. This is a bit more of a tricky location where he's put this gateway, and I was going to say I don't expect him to scout it, but he sees it immediately.
Oh, CuKu, he may be arrogant, he may be a Terran, but you know what? He has the 6th sense. He sees dead people. He sees the gateway, and he's fully aware. But you know what? Actually, MaNa has a second proxy that's being set up on the right-hand side as well.
Yeah, there we go. This Stalker needs to get up this ramp as fast as possible to start putting some damage on this SCV. Looks like we are going to be having that Reaper just trying to distract it a little bit from doing that job as well.
Oh, and it looks like it's doing a decent job, but the SCV is going to go down before the bunker does finish. The Zealot does join the Stalker here. Another SCV does join in, and it looks like the bunker should be able to complete. It's going to take a couple more seconds. Oh, for the time being, it's denied.
Yeah, nice macro by there out by CuKu, just saving that SCV, pulling it away just at the last minute so it doesn't go down. Still gets the finish on the bunker, so finds himself in a pretty nice spot there, and honestly got A little fortuitous there that his Reaper path happened to cross that gateway. I think MaNa possibly expected him to be going onto the low ground and maybe looking around for proxies before sending it across the map.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit lucky there for CuKu. Meanwhile, he moves out across the map with his 2 Reapers. He somehow is able to avoid and bypass all the reinforcements coming across the map. So those 2 Reapers can deal some economic damage, maybe even force a weapon back at home. Meanwhile, MaNa, he reinforces and he's going to be looking to try and break through this bunker. Sorry, this depot.
Yeah, there we go. Putting a lot of damage down on that depot. Looks like the SCV pull just isn't on time, but no. MaNa instead going to take the guaranteed damage with the SCVs.
Yeah, a couple of workers are going to be going down, but the tank is now out. CuKu is going to be able to fortify his natural base. At the same time, double Reaper across the map. Oh, never mind. We have a shield battery. We haven't overcharged. The Reapers don't really get much of any damage.
Yeah, and there we go. 5 SCVs going down, and it's going to be quite the task for CuKu to take his low ground this game.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a bit of a tough ask, as you were saying. For the time being, he has opted not to go for any kind of CC yet. He's investing even further into his medevacs.
Yeah, I only just noticed that. Looks like he will not be looking to take a CC this game whatsoever. Going for a little bit of an all-in here. Got that second racks out the back there, so just going to be looking to drop the tanks across the map and hit a little bit of a 2-tank timing before Stim finishes, or before Stim starts.
Oh, yeah, a little bit stimless here for the time being. Here we go. No tech labs whatsoever. CuKu, he's going across the map. Is he going to pull the boys? Only a handful of boys are going to come with this army. And what's important is that MaNa was forced back because of the Reapers. He hasn't seen this yet, but he is now moving off into the center of the map.
Yeah, there we go. So MaNa is going to get the spot on this, but only 5 Stalkers at the moment have been cutting units a little bit just to get his infrastructure up. We do see behind this Banshee's being rallied in. I like this from MaNa, recognizing that this is a 1-base all-in. He goes to the DT shrine, and that does put a timer on this.
Exactly. We saw something very similar the previous day, but a lot of tank shots go off. Stalkers are going to be going down. DTs will be a bit of a checkmate, but can he survive that long?
Yeah, exactly. He just has to hold and buy time here. The shield battery overcharge very nicely positioned just out of range of the second tank, and the first tank goes down, so this really does slow him down quite a lot.
It really does. There are only 2 Stalkers remaining, but with the shield batteries, with the reinforcements, that may just barely be enough. And CuKu, mate, we gotta keep on going. He knows how much pressure he is under. He reinforces with a second tank.
Yeah, there we go. Got that second tank on the way in. This Banshee going to be putting a lot of damage down. We do see the first 2 DTs have been warped in, and CuKu does not have the energy for a scan right now. I think that's going to be the end of this push.
Oh my god, the DTs, they kill both tanks, and as you were saying, CuKu has to turn around. Now, you can't transition from here. There is no, there's no plan B. There is no second base. He's just making more army. He is making a Raven, though.
Yeah, we had that Raven on the way, and that will come out in time for a second push here, so we'll just be continuing to make Marines and tanks. Wouldn't be too surprised if he pulls a few more SCVs with this next push as well.
Yeah, again, he is just Giga Exodia all in, if you will. He's just gonna do everything he can to end the game right now. With that, Raven doesn't have to worry about the scans, but because of the map itself, Moondance, MaNa, he is free to expand and take a safe third.
Yeah, he does have that back base to work with, so it does mean that he can take a bit of a greedier third. In the end, it's going to come down to whether he can hold the front anyway, and with Immortals on the way, with charge finished as well, I do like his chances in this game.
I really do. The one thing that's missing is that he didn't rebuild the shield batteries at the natural. He still only has 1, so potentially a little bit of a weakened position there. We'll see. We'll see as CuKu's going to be pushing up this ramp here. We do have energy for force fields, but no, he doesn't go for it. The sentry is forced back.
Yeah, it looks like MaNa didn't quite take this seriously enough. He didn't build that many gateways either, so he's only working off 3 gateway production here, and we do see nice disable going down on the Immortal, all the probes being pulled, so good bit of damage here going down for CuKu, but he has to end the game right here, right now.
He really does. He takes down the Stalkers, he takes down the Immortals, the boys all go down as well. The tanks are not broken, and CuKu is going to be able to push on through in towards the main.
Yeah, it looks like MaNa just caught in the transition here, being a little bit greedy, just taking those 3 gateways and trying to go into a Robobay transition. Even after the DTs, I probably would have liked to see him just stay on, maybe charge out Immortal Archon with those DTs, but looks like he just got caught right at the wrong time, expecting CuKu to transition out of this.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow, someway, MaNa thought he was safe, but he was anything but. The man with gun pushes on forward. G! 1G gets called as CuKu takes game number 1.
GG CuKu. With a strong showing game one. Definitely a bit hard on Moondance to hold those one base all-ins, but MaNa just not really respecting it enough. And
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah, I think we both have to agree on that, right? Because MaNa did really well with the first push, and it looked like everything was going his way. It looked like it was almost going to be an impossible task for CuKu to be able to find some kind of victory there. But yeah, MaNa just being a little bit too greedy, being a little bit too lax, ends up fumbling a little bit and loses game one.
Yeah, exactly. So that is game one in the books. We do have the rest of the best of 5 to play out, and the next map is gonna be loading. Come on, StarCraft.
Look, StarCraft, it's doing what it can. Okay, it's
Yeah.
It looks like map 2 is gonna be Waterfall.
Yeah, another small map here, one that is a little bit more defensible for the Protoss player with that natural ramp, but another one that we have had a lot of one-base tank pushes on, so interesting to see CuKu, if CuKu goes for that again. But firstly, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Polish Protoss playing for Team Liquid. This is MaNa.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Waterfall, we have his opponent, the Romanian Terran player, representing Infernales Esports. It is CuKu. Oh boy, and again, at a certain point I didn't believe. I didn't think it I thought Terrans around the world would continue to smurge, but yeah, CuKu, I love the tenacity, you know, despite things looking dire, despite things looking a little bit difficult, he didn't back off, he did not back down. He kept fighting and he found a way to win.
Yeah, but speaking of stubborn, it looks like MaNa is just going to be going for the exact same build again. So not really happy with how that last one played out. He's going to be looking to make a few small adjustments and maybe just improve the execution a little bit here.
Yeah, and it does make sense, right, on both Moondance and Waterfall. You know, the rush distance is quite short, so the Zealot can rush across the map quite quickly to add to that DPS and to keep the pressure up. And again, I'm sure he's hoping that maybe the RNG gods will be in his favor and CuKu does not stumble upon the proxy.
Yeah, exactly. And it does seem pretty unlikely, of course, coming from CuKu, that it would be another proxy. I do think that's probably one of the lesser things on his mind at this point. But it looks like, yeah, just going to be playing around with the RNG with the depot. We see that factory going down. Are we going to be able to see him pull off gas? There we go. So it looks like he's going to be looking to play an expand-based play this time.
Oh, yeah. No one-base all-in shenanigans here from CuKu. Should be working on that CC relatively soon. Meanwhile, the Reaper is going to be moving out, looking at the pathing. It looks like it will.
Oh my god, again.
He just knows, puppy. He just knows. Oh my god.
I think that's just the path it takes if you send it straight across the map.
Look, I wasn't going to say that, but yes, I think you're not wrong. I think MaNa is putting it in literally like just the main highway towards his main. It's crazy.
Incredible. We do see another adjustment coming out from CuKu. Instead of going for the reactor, going to be going for a tech clap first off this rack. So looks like he's going to be trying to hold this with Marauders. Nice adjustment here. I do like this. I remember seeing Clem do this as a hold for a proxy rack. So it's a interesting way to go about things.
Yeah. I recall seeing this in one of the dream hacks as well. I think it was maybe even one of the regionals. But yeah, we do have concussive shell on the way. This is a great way to just shut this down. And yeah, from behind this, he is going for that starport as well. So I feel like even a cleaner defense in game number 1.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like MaNa just going to be turning around straight away. CuKu does have an option here to go for a Marauder Hellion drop, so can go for a bit of an elevator drop up into the main. It's something that we see people do sometimes with our proxy buildings, but I like the idea of doing it off this opening as well.
Yeah, definitely. Fun fact, MaNa actually faced that when he played against Nicaract in the previous series, so he already has a little bit of experience. He was able to shut that down previously, and he did spot that tech lab on the rack, so he's fully aware of the potential for that from CuKu.
Yeah, it's definitely a Nicaract build if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. So proxy's going to be cleaned up here across the map. Meanwhile, MaNa did open up with a Stargate. We do have the first Oracle that's going to be coming out. Not just deal damage, but also to get a scout of the main base to see if once again there is going to be another one base all in.
Yeah, there we go. So this Oracle just going to be able to dip in. The Oracle actually quite fortunate for MaNa. He's going to sync up really well with this attack. I guess he did see the tech lab on this Rax when he went up. So it's going to help him a lot with defending this. Oracle's churn through Hellions.
Oh, they really do. And looking at the vision here, it looks like the Oracle barely does catch those Hellions. But did MaNa see the Hellions? It looks like even if he did, he doesn't care. He's going across the map and he will be forcing a delay on this CC.
Yeah, there we go. You see the Cyclone and Viking being started up for CuKu once he sees that. He's going to be elevating up into this main, but looks like the batteries are ready for MaNa. He has completely evacuated his low ground as well. That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, exactly. He only has to focus really the defense in the main base. He's not going to be losing. He's not going to be pulled apart here at the natural. Meanwhile, across the map, oh my god, that Oracle went crazy. There was no defense. 11 SCVs for one Oracle.
Yeah, that Oracle's certainly doing work there. We just see his battery going down at the front, but the Oracle will be able to come back and just put some extra damage on these units. And looks like MaNa already almost able to hold this with what he has here.
Yeah, exactly. The Oracle doing so much DPS. It looks like the natural base may be compromised here. He's going to be trying to vie for control of the natural. He whoops in another wave of Stalkers. And that Nexus, it's getting pretty low.
Yeah, these Marauders, they put a lot of damage on the Nexus, but with this Oracle arriving, I do think we're going to be looking to go put some damage on it. Actually, MaNa's Oracle back at home, back at CuKu's side of the map still, and this Cyclone could complicate these things.
Oh, the Cyclone cool, but we have a Void Ray coming in as well. We line everything up for the defense. It looks like the Cyclone is going to be going down, but the Marauders, they take down the base. One more puppy, he gets it.
There we go. The base goes down. The Hellions need to get the hell out of here. It looks like the Marauders going to be hanging around the Void Ray. A little bit indecisive with what to do, but takes out that Cyclone in the end. And we do still have one more Viking here, but this Void Ray will be able to jump back to the shield battery and be safe there.
Oh yeah, the Void Ray does survive. And after all said and done, we have to try and take a step back and take stock of what is happening. Because CuKu was forced to cancel his CC across the map. He is transitioning into one base all in. We have another factory on the way, and MaNa was able to save all of his probes. You mentioned it earlier, he did evacuate that natural prematurely.
Yeah, it looks like after losing all those SCVs, CuKu actually just cancelled his CC that was on the low ground and will be looking to all in instead. I can definitely understand the decision to do that, but it's going to be a little bit difficult here, especially if he loses more SCVs to this Oracle here.
Yeah, there's no Cyclone. There's still a couple of seconds off. The Vikings were not in position at all. 5 more SCVs go down, and on top of that, the Oracle did see the additional Raxes.
Yeah, the Oracle scouts everything. It might even be able to get out of there with the recall. It does, and we still have that DT shrine on the way.
Yeah, I'm getting some game 1 flashbacks right now. 1 base against a 2 basing Protoss with a Dark Shrine. We don't have a tech lab on the starport this time for any kind of Ravens. CuKu may save for a scan, but I don't know if he really wants to. That's the thing. He wants to mule.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be able to. Hopefully he saves this scan. I don't think a mule's a good idea anyway, just because this main's going to mine out, but there we go. He is going to be dropping that mule.
Yeah, I mean, his main army is going to be able to push on forward here. We need a couple of DTs to defend. Everything is going to get cleaned up, and there's the first DT, but he's focusing down the pylon.
Oh. Yeah, bit of miscontrol there by CuKu. I think he might have been able to take out that pylon.
Yeah, I think so as well. It was definitely possible, but now he's on a timer. That DT is going ham on the army of CuKu. He's on a timer. He has to try and end the game with what he has.
Yeah, just focus down that tank, and MaNa putting a lot of damage down on these units. Looks like MaNa able to save most of his probes as well. Brought them all up into the main base, and without that Nexus being taken down, I do think that CuKu is way too far behind to make a game out of this.
Yeah, especially after he loses 3 more SCVs. That Oracle is the bane of his existence this game. It's done so much DPS. We have a Raven on the way to deal with those DTs once again. Again, I'm just feeling very reminiscent of the previous game. We'll see if MaNa makes the same mistakes. We'll see if he, out of nowhere, throws down a 3rd Nexus and and techs up instead of throwing down more gateways.
Yeah, it already looks like he's taking it more seriously. We do see 2 batteries going down at the natural. We are getting that charge on the way, and doesn't really look like there's any signs of him taking a 3rd just yet. Would be nice as well to see him maybe just using... does he still have an Oracle? Yeah, maybe just using that Oracle to get some revelations. That's a 21 Oracle. 21 kill Oracle, jeez.
yeah, that Oracle, I feel like is the MVP of this game. Like it's done so much throughout the course of Waterfall, and here we go. CuKu is going for one final hurrah. I don't want to count him out because I was counting him out in game 1 and I was wrong. So maybe there's a world where he can pull this off, but he gets scouted in the middle of the map by a probe, and MaNa is getting ready.
Yeah, I mean, this time MaNa does have that Archon as well. I was hoping he would be making that Archon the last game, and this game he has it. He's got the battery support. CuKu realizes there's absolutely no hope of breaking the 2 batteries out. GG's called.
Oh, GG, well played. We have a series on our hands. We're going the distance. We're going for game 3.
Oh, where am I? Oh, I don't need to find that replay. Amazing.
Hey, I got you, man. I got you.
All right.
It's all good, Papi. It's all good. But yeah, GG, well played. 2 very similar games, all things considered. We got there in different ways, don't get me wrong. But yeah, no clear kind of player with an advantage, I want to say, just because of how chaotic these games have been. Is MaNa going to go for another proxy gateway?
Oh. Yeah, I hope if he does, he doesn't put it in the path of the Reaper across the map. I think it would be pretty hard to do that on this map, but yeah. I also think this would be a much worse map for that build. I think you need a smaller map to make that work.
That's why you do it, because it's unexpected, right? It's
I think we're gonna see Phoenix Colossus.
Oh no, don't start smurging on me. Not yet, Papi, not
yet. As here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, our Polish Protoss in the red, playing for Team Liquid. This is MaNa.
Oh, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have his opponents. Hailing from the land of Romania, representing Infernalis Esports, it is CuKu.
What's your favorite nut?
My what? My favorite
nut.
Nut.
Yeah.
I like almonds. I'm not too much of a nut connoisseur. You know, like I don't think I've ever had like macadamia nuts on their own. You know what I mean?
Okay. But they're better in like chocolate or like nougat or something anyway.
Yeah. That's what I'm going for. Macadamia, puppy. What kind of nuts do you like?
I like macadamia. Geez. I like pistachios.
Pistachios? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough. What kind of nuts are you eating right now? What kind of nuts do you have in your mouth?
I had almonds in my mouth, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking about nuts. They were on my mind.
We're always thinking about nuts, mate. What are you talking about? What are you... Oh, boy.
Is that why you don't pull out?
Oh, no.
Animal. So you see MaNa going to be going for a Nexus before core, so definitely adjusting to the larger map, adjusting to CuKu going for this single gas build as well. So both players looking to play out a map or play out a build a bit more appropriate for the map. We see CuKu going for a reactor first as well.
Yeah, interesting move here. Gonna go for double Reaper production to kick things off. The probe is denied entry into the main base, but a much more aggressive start here for CuKu.
Yeah, very interesting build. Usually when I see double Reaper builds, I expect it to go into a 3 racks, but the fact that he hasn't thrown any barracks down yet makes me think that he's definitely going into a factory or a 3cc. This is wild.
Yeah, he was banking up for 400 minerals. I was like, oh my god, this man is insane. I don't know if I want to say I've never seen this, but I very rarely see this against Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, this should die to Oracle, to Adepts and an Oracle. I don't really understand how it doesn't, but it looks like he has gone for a little bit of a gamble that he is going to be able to keep MaNa back at home and get up enough Marines to be safe.
Oh,
definitely a bit of metagaming here.
Definitely hoping that his opponent will be a little bit more defensive. This is not a build that you want to be whipping out on the ladder. Behind this, he's going for a second and even a third rack. So makes plenty of sense. He's not really prioritizing that gas economy right now. He's going into a 3 racks. But will he be safe against the Oracles? Oh.
This was Sal's ladder build for ages.
What?
I think he was playing this in the Proxy Void Ray era. I don't know. It's wild. He's an animal.
Was he crying about TVP?
I mean,
is this build why?
It's not like we really needed a reason to cry about TVP in the Proxy Void Ray era.
True. You're not wrong, Bobby. You're not wrong. But here we go. The Oracle is going to be zooming across that. Behind us, we do have a Robo as well. So we're relying on a lot of tech here from MaNa, taking a third base. So MaNa himself is being relatively greedy, not so much aggressive. And as he goes in for the scout, he is going to confirm the 3 racks.
Yeah, I don't know if these players have some kind of history with each other on this map, because MaNa's gone for an equally greedy build. Yeah. MaNa's gone 1 gate into the 3rd. This is extremely greedy too, so it kind of seems like both players are on the same page for whatever reason. I don't know if they've just had a lot of games that went like this, but they're kind of going to cancel each other out here, which I have to feel favors the Protoss a little bit, considering that they're going for higher tech.
Yeah, as we already see, as you were pointing out, 1 gateway into a 3rd, into a Robo, into a Bay, and by the time a push comes, he's probably going to have 1 Colossus. And against the 3 racks, that's exactly what you want to be having. So I don't know if CuKu's going to find much success, especially because he hasn't been able to scout how greedy MaNa has been.
Actually crazy how late your units are with this build, but they will kind of cancel each other out here, and looks like these Oracles just gonna be keeping tabs on the units. I like that he made another Oracle as well. He should be able to throw down some stasis traps, maybe even get a little bit of extra DPS there, but the way that he's pairing them up makes me think that he might be looking to put some damage on the SCVs as a backstab once the 3-axe moves out.
I mean, he just goes in anyway, and we have already 2 SCVs going to be going down. Not an insane amount of damage. Has to be careful here as he does dance with these Marines. Gets a revelation off. There is that first Colossi that we were talking about, and it is now your time to smurge as he is getting into Phoenix Colossus.
Yeah, there we go. So as predicted, we got that Phoenix Colossus. Makes a lot of sense on this map. We do have the Oracles waiting around for the backstab. They do have the Revelation on the 3-axe as well. So CuKu not really going to get to take his move out timing, but we do see behind this going up into that 5 racks, getting the Starport on the way for medevacs. Those medevacs will be very heavily delayed. So CuKu's probably going to be forced into a bit of a late game here.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to really kind of hit any kind of time. But oh my god, he's not looking! He sims on forward and he gets both Oracles. Oh my god.
Yeah, a little bit careless there by MaNa, and that does put him in the dark for a while now. Looking to see if he rebuilds those Oracles, or he might just send the Phoenix out to get some scouting. But similar to how CuKu's army was very small, MaNa is cutting a lot of corners too, and his army is tiny.
He's got a Colossus. He's got an Immortal, and he's got 2 sentries. Oh my god, he just doesn't really have a buffer at all here. There we go, the Adepts are going to be turning around to join the army. We now have our Gateway Explosion. We're getting into Charge, we're getting into Forge, we're getting into +1. And again, if CuKu is a little bit too passive, then MaNa will be able to get away with such a light and tech-heavy army.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy how well these players have either read each other or metagamed each other, because both of them have been cutting huge amounts of corners here and would be really unsafe to a lot of builds, but they're kind of fine against each other's builds.
Yeah, the history between these 2 players must be a wild one, as we do see the Phoenixes moving out here. We do see, a drop moving out at the same time. They do end up missing each other, so they will not be spotting, but we do have a spotter pilot story on the left-hand side for MaNa, so it's possible for him to still get eyes on this, as the Phoenixes are headed towards the natural, or no, just scouting around. Yeah,
there we go. They will get that SCV for their troubles. And they are spotted, of course, by CuKu as he looks to catch them in the middle of the map if he can. Looks like back at home for MaNa, he does have his 3 Colossus ready to go, so he does have a push timing here if he wants it.
It really does. Meanwhile, we have a drop into the natural base here. MaNa was out of position. He wasn't able to spot this. At the same time, the main army of CuKu pushes forward, but he runs into both Colossi.
Yeah, completely stopped on the front there, and we do have a Phoenix and a Colossus back at home to help clear up the last of this drop. There we go. It does go down. Not too many probes being lost either, as we do see MaNa even poised to take a 4th right now. And with these 3 Colossus, I do think once he cleans up the last of those Marines, he can push out across the map.
He really can, and there we go. 4th is going to be thrown down momentarily. We do have a double drop on the left-hand side that may pull MaNa's attention back at home. We could see a cancel, maybe even a kill on that Nexus, and I feel like CuKu desperately needs to buy time right now because MaNa with 3 Colossi, that is a terrifying army.
Yeah, there we go. Going to be breaking down that front door. I really like that CuKu switched into tanks as well. Really important with 3 racks when you go up against Colossus to get a few extra tanks just for safety for this exact situation, but I'm just not sure if he has the supply that he needs right now.
Yeah, unfortunately his bio is cut off from his tanks, so 2 tanks are going to go down immediately. The bio army is going to try and dive back in, but the Colossi going unhindered. The double jump across the map, that was a kill, not a cancel on the 4th base of MaNa, but he doesn't care.
Yeah, just going to be shoving those Archons in and through those force fields, getting right on top of this tank here. Nice EMPs going down is going to be making light weight of these Archons, but there's just not enough. We've got another G, and that is game 3 in the books.
GG. A little bit of spiciness between these 2 players, but yeah, MaNa takes the lead in this series. A really peculiar start to the game. A dynamic that we don't really get to see too often. I don't think we've never seen a dynamic like that. Either one player's giga greedy or the other, but both of them at the same time. Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, definitely pretty wild, but it looks like MaNa definitely getting the best of it, getting some good damage with his oracles, and then just going to a very strong safe comp.
Oh yeah, very strong, very safe. On top of that, CuKu was going for a bunch of drop harass, and we saw that they weren't really paying for themselves. It was really hurting him more than anything, and unfortunately, he didn't get to see an eye. He didn't get to have an eye on the armies that pushed out through the middle of the map, so he wasn't in position with his tanks. He was kind of isolated from them as well, so kind of a rough scenario to be in.
Non-position, as we do see. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map for Team Liquid, Polish Protoss, MaNa.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have his opponent hailing from the land of Romania, representing Infernales Esports. It is CuKu.
He's doing it again. Isn't it? I know.
Look, he just wants to get it over with, okay?
If he puts it on the other side of the rocks at this 3rd, I'm gonna cry. Not again, puppy.
Well,
please.
I mean, you know, what are the chances? Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be here towards the center of the map instead. You know, MaNa, he is sane. Okay, he knows where to put his proxies. Maybe.
Looks like we got this map under control, as we do have that proxy going down at a very nice close location. There's a very good spot for it as well. There's not much ground to cover to go into this racks here, and CuKu going to be going for that double gas again, once again skipping out on the scout, so I could definitely see him getting into a little bit of trouble here.
Do you think it's one of those things where MaNa's like, hey, look, you can scout my proxy anyway, and it doesn't matter, I'm gonna win? Like, is it his way to, like, kind of bite back at CuKu? Like, I don't know if Spirit is the only one that's had some rough experiences on the ladder. I don't know.
but he didn't. he didn't win.
He didn't win that one game. You're not wrong.
It's much less cool if you don't win. As we do see that probe going to be dipping in there for a scout. Very loud scout there. You have to be a little suspicious there as CuKu is. We do see that first Reaper going to be finishing up. We have the factory. We have pulled off gas as well. So looks like he's going to be looking to expand. But is this Reaper once again going to scout the proxy? Not this time.
Not this time. He doesn't go over towards the right-hand side. He goes right through the middle of the map instead. And he will miss this. But he does spot the Zelda in the middle of the map. And that is pretty sus.
Yeah, there we go. Does spot out the Zealot. He's going to be distracted a little bit by it. The Zealot can sit on the high ground here, try to take a few swipes of this Reaper. Looks like CuKu paying too much attention for that, but I do also think that paying this much attention is going to be distracting him.
Yeah, he is a little bit distracted here. The building SCV is going to be taking a couple of hits. More boys are forced off the line here to try and get this natural up and running here. CuKu trying to get it on location. Meanwhile, one more shot and the Reaper will go down, but nice micro does pull it back.
Yeah, good control coming out from both players. Looks like that Stalker gonna look to find a little crevice to put itself in to help deal with these SCVs. We're gonna be able to get that extra shot on the Reaper? No, so the regen will continue.
Will continue in the end. Meanwhile, MaNa's trying to reinforce here. He's got one of each. He's got an Adept, a Zealot, and a Stalker. He pushes himself up this ramp here. Can he try and get on top of this army? Can he try and focus down that SCV so far? Trying to get on top of those Reapers, and there we go. He will get the SCV.
Yeah, a lot of damage going down. MaNa as well, recognizing that this is starting to snowball, throws down another gateway back at home. So we'll just be looking to continue with this pressure, try to end things on that one base phase.
Oh boy, and we'll see if he can pull it off right now. He reinforces with a second Stalker here. Nice target firing once again on those Reapers. We're down to 2 Hellions and 1 Marine here for CuKu. Oof.
Yeah, there we go. There really isn't that much here for CuKu. He does have that tank on the way, but I think MaNa's going to be pushing up before that can be ready.
Yeah, exactly. He's even trying to target down to that reactor, and it looks like he's going to be able to get it. Unfortunately, we cannot repair. G gets called!
Aye.
And MaNa takes the series 3-1.
There we go. So pretty dominant series from MaNa in the end, but CuKu definitely making him bleed, having a bit of a cheeky first game there for sure, and felt like MaNa was out for revenge after that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, MaNa maybe a little bit upset after that game. Hard to say. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the series played out overall, just because we got to see so much. I mean, we got to see hyper aggression and then hyper greed. We got to see like two ends of the extremes, pretty much. But a very unique series nonetheless.
Yeah, 100%. Very unique series. Definitely looks like there's a bit of history between these two players, but. There we go. We got that one done in the end as MaNa, and yeah, we will be going to the next game.
Congratulations to MaNa. He will be advancing on here. Quickly checking the bracket. He is going to be advancing on to face Geralt in the next round. But we're going to be taking a little bit of a break from this kind of portion of the bracket, and we're going to move on a little bit lower here. We're diving into your favorite matchup, a ZVZ.
Animals. Actual animals. Just pen them up.
What do you mean?
Throw away the key.
They're just trying to survive, Poppy. They're just trying to survive. Oh god, as we are going to be hopping over and yeah, some more European on European action. We see these two players quite often in the OSC King of the Hill. It's going to be Mixu versus Young Jakob.